Okay. For those that, when people have been asking me how I speed up my Arkham Horror game sessions to get them faster and to get them all set up, especially when you're playing with people that are new. Well, what I first suggest that you all do is go to Board Game Geeks and get this sheet. This will help you. It's got your basic order of mythos phases, combat, flee, death, arrested. It's got phase summary up in here, this corner here. And also it's got these little charts here, and you pop in how many players you have, and you make those mods, and you go, oh, okay, for example, it says 2 players plus 6. For every 2 per player plus 6. It's how many monsters before Ancient One Awake. So if you got 8 players, you got 8 times 2's 16. Yeah, then you add the 6 to it. So basically it's 2 per player. So you basically have all these mottos, and this is how many clues does it take to seal gate? 5. And it's got all these little reference sheets, how many allies are in play, blah blah blah. And then you also have turn summary chart. This is your turn summary. This is another one that's in reference on Board Game Geek. So you can get these to all the players. Okay. If you really want to. And then the guy that knows the rules, or even if you're learning the game, there's this Arkham Horror flowchart on Board Games Geek. What this will do, this will basically cut your time down in half because everything is in a flowchart form. So if this happens, so you basically can check it, and it cuts your because the main downtime to Arkham Horror is going to be reading the hefty manual, especially if you got the expansion sheet. Now the third thing that you can do to improve your gaming time is with new people or your first time playing, pick characters that you don't have to dig through the decks to get specific items. Just as long as it might just say random. If it's got fixed possessions, you might want to hold off and not pick those people, because you're going to have to basically go through the deck and find them. Unless you know who you're going to play in advance, and then you take those characters out. Next important thing, what you're going to do is find out how many expansions or what expansions you're using, and use the little guideline here. And that's you know what all your components are, what side of the board and where they go, and then you can do what I did here. I got a plano, and I basically took the cards and put them in the little decks. So I got all my things, all my gate tokens here, all the player stuff on this side, and so then on this side you got your stuff that's like event decks on that one side, and then all the player stuff is on this side. So you pretty much can cut your downside. So basically what you're going to be doing, put everything in little plastic Ziploc baggies and put them in these little plano. I got the one with the little dividers you can adjust so you can make them any size you want. So basically what this does is you're going to basically, when it comes to time to laying these cards out, these are going to be grouped. So I got the first 3 grouped, then these 3 grouped, and then these 3 grouped, and they're in 3 separate baggies. So when you lay them out, they're going to be laid out in the right order. And you do the same thing with these. So that cuts your time in half on the board setup. And then for your terror track and your doom tracks and stuff, you can put the terror marker and the doom track all in there, and put everything in Ziploc baggies so nothing's on the table. You can basically keep everything in Ziploc baggies within easy reach of the players, and you can grab them instead of dumping them all on the table. So that's what you do. So basically go through the cards, find out how many maximum dice you're going to have, and get that many maximums for the players, so that you can divvy out dice to each player, the maximum. That way if they have an item that has that maximum, they'll have more than enough dice to divvy out. Or just pool it in the middle, somewhere in the middle of the board, make sure you have more than enough. You don't have to use these sizes. You can use them. They come in those little plastic containers. But yeah, everything is in these little dices. But if you follow these simple steps, when you play Arkham Horror, everything is going to go run smoother. And yeah, you're probably going to have some other issues come up that you normally, your first time playing. Of course, it might deter you from wanting to play again. Some people said that the game takes forever. It could take a lot of time. You could figure about roughly 1 hour per player. But if you follow these steps, and like I said, once you start getting the hang of the game, you can randomly generate characters. But for the most part, try to keep characters that are easy to set up, or in some cases, balanced for your first few times playing until you get the hang of it. That way you'll understand, because there's so much confusion that can go in your first game that can deter you. And I do not suggest expanding your game until you've learned the basic core element of the game, because that's some people's mistakes. They know that, see, the expansions are good for 4 more players, but however, if you don't know if you're not well enough in the material, you're going to run into some downtime, which is sustainable. And the more you play it, the better it gets. So I'm hoping this was informative and not boring to you guys. And I'm planning on doing more videos to help you. And I'm working on a project that if I can build it, I'll show you what it is, and it'll advance. More importantly, will help set up in an even better way. And I'll give you the plans for that once I get it rolling, if I can get it rolling. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and enjoy watching my videos, as I enjoy doing them.